Good morning, everybody. It's the day after Boxing Day. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning. I've only just realised that most of my videos are made in my dressing gown, and that's not because for any particular reason, except that I try and do things earlier in the morning, simply because the house is quiet and it's an opportunity to talk freely without any interruption. So I think I'll probably change that as time goes on, but it's just the way it is at the moment. As for those of you that may have watched this video is very much, or these series of videos are very much a sort of historical document for me to see how I was thinking and what I was saying at those times. So that's its primary sort of focus, but also it's to help other people that may be entering a journey similar to mine or thinking about it, because as I've said before, I know how important listening to other people's stories was for me, and the sort of challenges they faced and why they started and how they got on, and the problems that they faced during that period, which sort of segues quite nicely into the last few days, which have been the Christmas period, so Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and so on. From my perspective, we had a fair few guests in our home who are all drinkers, including myself, and we, as you know, as many of you will know, Christmas is a time when most people have a drink, even those non-drinkers. So it was going to be an interesting experience for me to see, could I actually get through Christmas without any drink, without any alcohol. And Christmas, I suppose in a sense, I was benefited by the fact that one of the drinkers, who's probably one of the more moderate ones, was on medication. Well, actually, two of them were on medication, so for one reason or t'other, so they couldn't drink. So out of the, 6 people here, 3 of us weren't drinking, including myself. So it was probably helped by that. And my experience of it was okay. I was pretty confident I could get through it, but I did find, if I'm honest, that there were times when I really quite fancied having a glass of wine or a glass of Prosecco or whatever it may have been, but I didn't partake. I wasn't climbing the walls, or that those urges were not that strong, but they were definitely there, probably stronger than they've been for some time. Probably because I've been exposed to it and it's very much a social environment. But it wasn't difficult. I was very fortunate in the sense that my guests all bought, one guest bought some non-alcoholic wine, which actually was the best I've ever had. Another guest bought some non-alcoholic sort of sparkling Prosecco-y type stuff, which again was excellent. And another guest bought some Italian, I can only describe it as sort of liquid that you mix, or you could have on it, you could have neat, but it's non-alcoholic, you can mix it with tonic, and it has a sort of Aperol Spritz flavour, actually very good, called Credini. You can get it on Amazon, quite expensive I thought. I did show the bottle on the previous video. But the most important thing is I got through Christmas without taking any alcohol whatsoever. It wasn't overly difficult, but it was achieved, and that was my main goal. My next goal is to get to the 6-month period of not having a drink. That will be at the end of January, so I'm going to go into dry January, probably like many other people. Maybe some of you listening to this might even consider that yourselves. I've said on previous videos that I think dry January is a really good starting point, just to challenge yourself, and because during that month, if you manage it, you are going to experience some changes that hopefully will make you question your relationship with alcohol, if nothing else. And you may decide that actually you want to stick with it, you may decide you want to give it up, or you may decide you just want to, maybe compromise and reduce your alcohol intake a little bit. But I think if you do something like that, it's a really good starting point. Others of you will start to become a little bit more, I suppose, inquisitive about, maybe reducing your alcohol consumption. And actually, I think if one of the things I've noticed, and I suspect I've certainly seen this on other videos I've watched of other people, if I've noticed other people who are drinkers asking a lot more questions of me when I'm around them, because I guess it, in a sense, it challenges them when you're not drinking as to why they're drinking. And I have noticed that those questions being asked, all sorts of questions, and it's, I will freely answer those questions as best I can. And I hope that it will have if nothing else, it will make them think a little bit about their relationship. It's up to them whether they change. But if you are sort of sober inquisitive, these sorts of videos that I'm making, but many other people have made, are really important, because they really do just give a bit of insight into what people were thinking at the time, and how they managed their journey. You see me sitting in here in my kitchen, in my pajamas, looking rather scruffy, to be honest, but I hope that the insight and narrative that I'm giving may help somebody, may just give you that incentive, may just confirm or what you were already thinking. It really is possible to shift completely from drinking to non-drinking, as I've done, which, as I've said in my early videos, I frankly didn't think I'd get past the first day, let alone the first weekend. I don't think I was I like to drink. I don't really know where I sat on the scale, but I definitely was well above the recommended intake. I didn't change anything because I had any health conditions. Thank God. I just recognised that I wanted a shift, and also I wanted to lose some weight, and that was really one of the primary drivers. I couldn't continue to drink alcohol and lose weight. By not drinking, I probably lost the best part now in those 6 months, of just under 3 stone, which is a fantastic side effect, really. But there have been multiple benefits of this process, this experience, and weight loss is just one of them. So I'm going to continue as I am, at least for another month, until I get to 6 months, and then we'll see what happens from there. I'm really not sure what I'm going to do. One of the things that I keep moving around my brain is, I'd quite like to get to a point, if possible, where I could have, like Christmas, maybe a glass of Prosecco, a couple of glasses of wine, maybe, I don't know, a cocktail or two. And that would be a big, heavy sort of alcoholic time. But then for maybe weeks and months after that, I won't have anything. I don't know if that's possible for me. I don't know if it's possible for anybody, frankly, but that's where I'd like to get to. So that's on one side of the thought process. The other side is, why bother doing that? What benefit would it give you to having that glass of Prosecco and so on? What's the point? What value is there? And that's the sort of argument I keep having to myself. And the only conclusion I can come up with, and this may be because my brain has been wired over many, many years of drinking, is that there is this sense of this feeling you get, this change of state that you don't get when you're not drinking. Now, I don't mean getting drunk. I just mean this warm, fuzzy feeling that I think makes you feel, at least makes me feel better. I don't get that when I'm not drinking. That's something I miss, and that would be a reason why I'd like to have some times when I am drinking. But maybe that's not the way it will pan out. Maybe I won't be able to do that. We'll just have to wait and see. But right now, I continue on my journey to get to 6 months, and then we see where we go from there. In the meantime, I think anybody that manages to come across this video and gets any benefit from it, from however long or however short a time you watch it, And in the meantime, maybe put the drink down. Bye bye now.